Okay, let's take a look at 5.06. In 5.06, on the right side in the baby blue section is the skill we're going to learn how to write out to text file, printing to a text file. Okay, and we're going to use an animal population simulation program as our context. So let's take a look at the program first. Let's work backwards with these uh, programs that tend to be just a little complicated. It's best to work backwards. Let's take a look at the program first. Okay, here you can see a purpose up here. And for those of you, just in case you can't see it, we're going to simulate the average number of squirrels needed to be observed before we can see a fox squirrel. So a little probability here. So let's compile and run. Okay. Important here, let the user know what you're doing. So give it a title, and we query the user how many trials. The input must be greater than 1,000. I'll choose 1,200. Simulating, let the user know, hey, we're simulating the trials here. Your results, you can spot a fox squirrel at the city park, right? This is all stuff that you can make up here, you know, where it takes place. Every 9 squirrels observed will be a fox squirrel on average. So nice and neat little program here, and you're able to put your own little twist on it, I believe. So let's take a look at the pseudocode. Okay, you will need no less than 5 imports, I believe, for this. You want to, at the top of your code, for structural purposes, declare and initialize all variables. I believe that you don't have to leave any variables undeclared or initialized. Go ahead and do that at the top. You will need a new random generator. You will need a new out file, okay, established for writing the data out to a text file. You will need a new scanner object established. Go ahead and do these three. You can go ahead and do these 3 at the top of the code for structural purposes. Okay. Next, we're going to print the user a title. And we did that over here on the left side, right here. Welcome to the Fox Squirrel Simulator. Okay. Query the user for the number of trials to be simulated. Provide a catch statement, right? If the user does not input a number greater than 1,000, they need to know about it and have the opportunity to redo that input. We're going to simulate the animal sightings using a random numbers generator and the Monte Carlo method that you will read about inside of 5.06 if you have not already. So we will simulate the animal sightings and we will print those sightings using the random number generator to the out file, to the text file. We're going to print out to a text file, and then don't forget to close the file. Most of the help that I receive needed from students having to do with them forgetting to close the file. Okay, then we're going to read that data in. We're going to read the random numbers in. We're going to, as we're reading in, we're going to add up. We're going to create a total, and once we have the total, we are going to create an average. So printing out, reading in, very, very practical skills. You know, if you've ever received an invoice or a bill, right, from someone, then you have witnessed the result of a program that can take data, print out, write an invoice or receipt or a bill, what have you. A very, very, very super practical skill. And last but not least, print the results. Okay, so we've seen the program. Let's take a look at our assignment page. Okay, we have a rubric, our usual suspects, minimum number of trials, Monte Carlo method employed for the purpose of this will be used in conjunction with the random generator. Data correctly written to file, data read back from file, of course no errors. Use your data types appropriately. Use the random class to generate the random values. Input prompts and output, are correct and user-friendly, and our usual suspects. Okay. Your pseudocode, okay, you don't have to use the pseudocode that I put up there. You can write this. You have a little freedom to write this program the way you want to. I just like to give you an idea. Okay, so then we come to our assignment instructions. They are thorough, been gone through many times, and a sample output. Okay, let's take a look at the resources needed. In this particular section, we have our introduction to the PrintWriter class, which is which has to do with writing out to a text file. Page 2, super important. Page 2, we're going to give you practice, right? And from this practice, you're going to come away with the code that you need in order to build your program. So it's not just, this is practice where you are going to come away with code for the last and final step, which is writing your program. Following the instructions here, still more instructions involving the Monte Carlo method. Don't skip over this, okay? And you can begin to open up and write your program. You'll have a little sample code to include in your program from the practice. There's no EIMaxLab. Writing out to file is, I believe you won't be asked to write code like that for the AP exam, but we needed to illustrate quite a few other things that will be on the exam, and we also need it for students who are going to major in computer science in college. This is essential that they know something about this super practical skill. I hope this helps.